check this out.
Go ahead, Zeke.
Turning overseas real quick. I understand Secretary Blinken's in the region right now, but has the President, has the White House got any indications for how Hamas might respond to this ceasefire proposal? And what is the level of concern within the administration that Hamas could respond in the negative?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
So our position remains, and we are going to be very consistent of what we've been saying, is that we believe that there should be a ceasefire as part of this hostage deal, and it should happen immediately.
Really?
And there has not yet been a response from Hamas, as you know. We believe that all efforts need to be brought to bear to convince Hamas to accept the proposal immediately.
Okay.
And have made that clear to our partners in the region. As you just stated, Secretary Blinken is in the region meeting with our regional partners. He is going to be holding an on-the-record presser. In the 1 o'clock hour, where he's going to be talking about the humanitarian aid that we've been able to get into Gaza for the people of Gaza, the all-important humanitarian aid. As you know, it's a dire situation there, so he'll speak to that.
Well, no fucking shit.
And Hamas should just not continue to get in the way of much-needed relief for the people of Gaza. They need to move forward and move forward with this deal.
Is that right?
And that is going to be, this deal is also going to obviously create an opportunity to get more of that humanitarian aid. And let's not forget the innocent people who they took hostage, over 200, and that includes Americans.
Boy.
They need to come home to their families, their loved ones, and we have also American hostages that are part of that. We're part of that 200, as you all know. So Hamas needs to. There's a deal on the table. Hamas needs to take it.
Oh, okay.
And then here at home, there's been some dramatic images really across the country over the last 24, 48 hours, especially at the Columbia, UCLA last night, University of Madison, Wisconsin, other campuses.
You're goddamn right.
Has the President been monitoring this, and why have we not heard directly from the President about these protests that have taken over institutions of higher learning across the country, the police responses, instances of violence? Why have we not heard directly from the President?
Why?
So just a couple of things. The President is being kept regularly updated on what's happening. As you just stated, across the country, he is monitoring the situation closely. So is his team.
That's a damn lie.
And I would just add that no president has spoken more forcefully about combating anti-Semitism than this president.
That's a lie.
Let's not forget, in 2017, he was very clear what we saw, the anti-Semitic vial that we saw in Charlottesville, on the streets of Charlottesville. He called that out.
You liar!
And one of the reasons he stepped into the 2020 election is because of what he saw, is because he wanted to speak out and speak against what we were seeing in this country at that time. Democracy was under attack. Our freedoms were under attack.
This is not true. This is not true at all.
And we're still fighting for that today, obviously. But he hasn't just done that by speaking. As you heard from my topper, he's taken action.
Oh, really?
He's taken action by moving forward with the first ever U.S. national strategy to counter anti-Semitism. More than 100 new actions were introduced, obviously, in that strategy.
The question is, who cares?
And that is how seriously this president takes it. And I think what's important here is that he's taken action on this issue.
Okay, just quickly, does the President support those police clearing operations like we saw in New York? We've seen some of these other college campuses.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this.
We've been very clear on that. Americans have the right to peacefully protest. They have the right to peacefully protest, as long as it's within the law and that it's peaceful.
Okay.
Forcibly taking over a building is not peaceful. It's just not. Students have the right to feel safe. They have the right to learn. They have the right to do this without disruption. And they have a right to feel safe on campus, as I just said. They have a right to attend their commencement without feeling unsafe. And what we're seeing is a small percentage of students, that's what we're seeing. They should not be able to disturb or disrupt the academic experience that students have.
Yeah, right.
So, look, that's how we see things. It is important that students and communities feel safe here.
Huh? Okay.
And at the same time, we are going to be really forceful here and continue to underscore how anti-Semitism is hateful speech. It is wrong, it is abhorrent, and we're going to continue to call that out.
What?
Thanks, Karine. To follow on that, has anyone from the administration been in touch with administrators, leaders at Columbia or any of these universities that are seeing these protests?
And here we go.
I don't have any calls to read out at this time. Obviously, we're closely monitoring the situation. We're getting regular updates, and I'm just gonna keep it there. I just don't have anything to share as far as calls or read out.
On another topic, has the White House received the recommendation from the DEA to reclassify marijuana from Schedule I drug to a Schedule III drug? Can you comment on and confirm that?
So here's what I can say. I can say, as you know, last year, I believe in early fall, the President asked HHS and Department of Justice to look at reclassifying marijuana and to go through that process. That process continues. DOJ is looking into that. I just want to be really mindful there. They're moving with that process. Don't have anything more to say, and so we'll just leave it there.
What? Oh, come on, man.
But you can't confirm that it's now at OMB for the next phase of this.
All I can tell you is I would refer to DOJ, and what the President directed HHS and Department of Justice to do is to look at the classification of marijuana.
What is that supposed to mean?
Let's not forget, this is something that the President talked about during his campaign, and he said no person, no American who possesses marijuana, only possesses marijuana, should go to jail.
Are you serious?
It is affecting communities across the country, including communities of color, and so this is why he asked HHS and Department of Justice to look into this, and that's what they're doing.
I don't think so.
You mentioned campaign. Is this something the White House thinks can help the president right now?
Well, I'm talking about the campaign.
I know,
I appreciate that.
Okay. So what's so funny?
But I'm talking about the campaign and his campaign. This is a commitment, a promise that he made when he decided to run back in 2019.
Nobody cares.
And he was very clear why it was important, he believed, to ask Department of Justice and HHS to review this. And that review continues, and so don't want to get ahead of what DOJ is, how they're moving forward.
Okay.